My name is Beverly Cason.
Hi, I'm Mike Cason.
My name is Martha Cason.
My name is Jeff Cason.
I moved to El Segundo in 1961.
I was raised here in El Segundo. I came here when I was 4 years old, so I've been here about 55 years.
I've lived in El Segundo since 1979.
I was born and raised here in El Segundo.
I can tell you that Main Street was the only place you had to go to buy anything. Everything you needed was on Main Street because there were no malls around. My husband was an electrical engineer for Hughes Aircraft, but he had always had a love of photography and he started dabbling in it. So he retired early and then he made it a second home business. And for years, he took all the pictures of all the sports teams in town, the Little League, the Bobby Sox, and things like that. And so everybody got so they knew Mr. Cason because he took their picture at one time or another. One of the main reasons we moved here was for the schools. We had been told that the schools were wonderful. The children we had at the time were very young, and so we thought we'd move here and get them started in the schools.
Every week I would get 40 cents allowance. And I would go up to Main Street and I would buy a model at the hobby shop that used to be there for 29 cents and a little bottle of paint to paint it for 10 cents. Through junior high and high school, I practically lived at Imperial Bowl. Bowling alley coffee shop food can't be beat. We had a kind of a favorite. We'd be there late at night. My favorite was a slice of chocolate pie and a side of onion rings. Back in 1969, there was an old plane that crashed in an apartment building right across the street from the rec park. You know, we went down there and we saw that.
I remember taking our kids to Hilltop and they'd go swimming in the summer and the moms would visit, or taking our kids to the beach, or just hanging out at the plunge while our kids were taking swim lessons. I really enjoyed being part of Broadway in the Park when our son Jeff started that, and I worked as the volunteer coordinator there.
I went to college in Redlands, went to University of Redlands, and out in that community there was a summer program where they put on a musical every year. Growing up in El Segundo, we didn't have something like that. We had regional theater nearby, but no summer program. And so when I moved back from school, I had this vision for bringing our community together in the same style as our other community events around musical theater. And so in 2010, we launched Broadway in the Park. Our very first show was The Sound of Music. I think our town really rallies around those kinds of events where they can be together and enjoy something special.
My husband and I moved away for several years up to Western Washington, and when he passed away, I wanted to come back to where most of the family was. And so that brought me back, and I'll be here until I'm not here anymore.
El Segundo is like a big funnel. Because you hear of people leaving and they come back. And even with my own family, people have moved to other states and such, and they come back. So you think of it as a funnel where you think you've escaped. But somehow everyone always finds their way back to Main and Grand. You know, as I was coming closer to retirement, I was talking with Martha, my wife, and we thought, do we really want to live the rest of our lives here? Do we want to just try an adventure and go someplace else? And we thought about Santa Barbara and things. And then we finally realized we've got everything we want right here.
I just hope that El Segundo keeps the community feel here and the connectedness of friends and neighbors in the community.
I think as we look to the next 100 years, I hope to see that melding of the new and the old, of the traditional and of all these wonderful new frontiers that El Segundo is pursuing.